Folks. Good morning, everybody. Good morning again, Spagala, Bilo. Good morning again, Kevin. Good to see you. Cecile, good morning. Mr. Pitts, Amy.
Morning.
Good morning. John, good morning. I apologize for that. Thank you for messaging me. Mr. Guilliams, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Rocking the Cardinal red, baby. I see it. Albert is back. Kelly, good morning. Jeremy, good morning. Make sure I don't miss anybody here. Brandy, you didn't say your typical, your trademark good morning when you got on this morning. So good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Christy, good morning. Kelly, good morning. I think I said that already, but it's good. We'll do it twice. Chester, good morning. Matt, good to see you. Amy Hillier. Good morning. Good morning, Renee, superstar. Josh, good morning. Love that picture of you. Salazar, good morning, my friend. Good morning, family. Good morning, JD. Good to see you on.
Good morning.
If I missed anybody, I apologize. We'll go ahead and get this thing kicked off. Guys, we got, when I tell you fantastic news, I can't even tell you how fantastic the news I'm going to share with you guys this morning. Like, literally about to jump out of my seat. I think I saw a couple of you guys' names on there on that meeting yesterday. There's some, when I tell you cool stuff coming, and for all the things you might love or hate about FFL, what they're doing up there at home office might not always be the way we want it to, but what they're doing up there at home office is pretty darn awesome. And some of the stuff I'm going to tell you today, it just took this opportunity and lit it on fire. So I'll go over some of that stuff here in a little bit, but really, really excited to share with you guys what some new things that are coming down the pike and just all kinds of stuff. And then anything that Amy has as well. So we're going to go good news. We'll start with the superstar of the group, Miss Renee. The boss, Renee, good morning. Good news.
Good morning. I just want to reiterate how proud I am, of everybody. I know everybody is really, trying to dig into this thing and take their business to the next level. There's so many people that had their best months last month, and it's amazing to see. And as each of us have more success and other people start following suit and implementing some of the same practices, I think it's going to continue to grow. And I'm really excited about these changes that are coming too. I'm excited for you to share with everybody. And it's things are going to change, folks. And I'm excited to see what's coming.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Renee, before you go, first of all, and I know I do this every week, I don't want this to come across as not genuine. Because you guys know how I am about recognition. I know the numbers are supposed to come out today, but just so proud of what you're doing. You're focusing in on the sales and everything. I know all the other things that you worry about. Focus on what you're doing right now because it's incredible what you're doing. You're one of the top producers within our organization, one of the top in Phoenix, one of the top in Ignite. And it does not go without obviously being seen. But people follow people that are doing what you're doing. I know you're wanting to build an organization. You keep doing what you're doing, you're going to have a massive team. Goes right back to what you were talking about. You're doing more direct mail than anything else right now, right?
Yeah.
And you're having uber success with it. So I tip my hat to you. Keep up the great work. We appreciate all you do, for sure.
Thank you. Appreciate
You're very welcome. All right, Mark, the great one. Great news. Good news for you, yourself and good life.
Well, I want to talk about the good news of FFL, and I'm not going to reveal anything that you're going to talk about later, but I just mean the whole opportunity here because any of us that have worked in another corporate environment or somewhere where things weren't going so well, guys, things here are going really well. I mean, just little things like the relaunch of HCMS and the lead system and everything. They're always reinvesting, and guys, that's not cheap to do. They're throwing tons, hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars into making this a better place to be. It doesn't cost us anything. Really take a look at that. Other IMOs charge and nickel and dime you for every little thing from what I'm hearing. I'm not from that world, but I'm hearing things. Some of these other outfits are charging for training, charging for just silly things that we just take for granted here. So just be grateful for the opportunity here. That's really what I've been doing with myself. I've been busy with some of my other businesses last 2 weeks, and I kind of took my eye off the prize for a little bit, kind of had to finish up some things, but the opportunity here is amazing. The stuff you're going to hear about today, nobody else has this. They're not going to get this. It's unreal. Just a whole new opportunity for us. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But really, my good news is that FFL is a good place to be. Yeah, we can nitpick the little things that we'd like to change here and there. But, you know, when you step back and look at what's going on here, how fast it's growing, the reinvestment going on, the great leadership, and then the ability to do everything we want on our own here from Genesis on down, it's fantastic. Guys, we're doing stuff here nobody else is doing. Nobody's doing the stuff we're doing. The foundation's being laid for big things. It might take a little longer, but the exponential growth is going to be unreal. So that's my good news. FFL is the place to be.
That's great news, Mark, and I appreciate you sharing that. I think I'm spreading my energy to you guys. You guys seem a little more energetic today than you normally.
I'm wound up. I'm ready to go.
Yes, sir. You and me both. You know, I want to speak to that really quickly, and then after Pitts and Tim and Amy go from good news perspective, if anybody else has anything from a good news perspective they'd like to share, we want to make sure you guys get an opportunity very quickly to do that in a 30 or 45 second spiel as well. So I'm going to go ahead and go, Mr.
Hey, Corey.
Yes, sir.
Paul couldn't get in, but he's with us on FaceTime on my phone if you can see him. So say hi to Paul.
Hi, Paul.
His password didn't work. The win thing didn't work for him.
Try to have him put it in again. Try to tell him. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Use all caps.
Yeah.
He did. Paul, they can hear you if you want to talk.
No, just tell him to do it again. Tell him to put win in all caps.
All right.
We'll take care from there. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate that. You said something just a second ago, Mark. No, I appreciate you, Brian. Really, seriously. You said something a couple minutes ago, and I'm sure it sounds like it's a conversation you and Tim had. Tim and I had an opportunity to go down to Bama last week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Great time. Met some really, really cool people. And they're with an organization, and I'm just going to say it's our group, even though it's being recording, because this is what they do. It's an organization called PHP. They charge them to recruit someone. Doesn't mean that person's going to come on, do the licensing and all that. If I were to recruit Tim and Tim were to come here to PHP to start the process to recruit Tim, I have to pay PHP $199. Think about that. We're actually paying the $199. Think of how many people come here and FFL's paid the $199, and those people never wrote a piece of business. So again, of all the things we may or love or not like about Sean, think about that. What if you had to pay that too? Or that agent that didn't show up had to pay the $199. That's another perk, right? That I think should be changed, my personal opinion. People put in anyway. So there's that. Then they pay a monthly. They pay a monthly fee just to be a part of PHP. And Ryan's obviously heard this before because he's shaking his head. It's crazy what's out there. So I look at what FFL offers, good, bad, and the ugly, and then look at what we're going to cover today. It's incredible, the opportunity that's here and what each one of us has laid out right in front of us. So that being said, Tim, good news.
Woo! So anyway, yeah, firedup.com. Good news. Great month, folks. Numbers aren't out yet. They're delayed till today, but big shout out to Renee Barker. Brian Smagala had a killer month too, and so did Ryan Belay. Sorry if I forget anybody, but anyway, just yeah, guys, it's as I like to say, plastic surgery couldn't take the smile off my face after hearing some of the stuff that's coming down. And yeah, like I said, people can nitpick, and I can be probably some of the worst critics. I mean, my wife could nitpick about me and some of the things that I get, but look what she gets, so anyway, guys, just stay steady with the task and just dig into this thing, because we are literally sitting on the launch pad. That's what I'm excited about. And this thing's flipping to, kick in the afterburners, whatever you want to call it. And it's fixing to get gooder and gooder. So I'm excited about seeing the people's faces get lit up here in just a few minutes over the information that's coming down. So yeah. And again, it's not, well, we'll just wait till the numbers come out. So anyway, back to you there. Yeah.
All right. Pitts, I know you're driving, brother. We'd love to hear your good news. Hopefully you didn't lose him. There he is.
No, I just get back into the house.
Perfect.
Just want to say good morning, everyone. I I am so excited about what's been going on. And I'll say it like this. My transition has been huge. And I'm just so appreciative of Corey, Neil, Amy, and all the effort you guys put in to help my team get transitioned over this week. To Chester, to Charisma, to especially to Brandy, thank you guys for your patience and commitment to us moving over here. And just like Mark has said today, if you were iffy or whatever like that, stick with this because it's getting ready to get better and better and better. I mean, I guess I can say Team Corey, my team has just grown over the last couple of weeks from just being a part of this thing. So I am so excited for everything that's going on. Corey and Neil have literally every day this week been on conference calls with me to do what we have to do to get everything taken care of. Amy has talked to corporate on my behalf to make sure things are going on. So how many other companies do you know where people who are higher up than you can just go in and help you get things done? So I am so excited about this. And I'm ready to go. We're going to continue moving on. So thanks a lot for that. I see Corey over there laughing because he's known what we've been doing.
Oh man, it's good. That's what we do, man. We promised you that. You did what you did, and we're going to make sure we live up to our end for sure. So appreciate you very much, Gregory. For sure.
That's all I can say. Thanks.
Absolutely. Amy, good news or anything you'd like to share before we get into some of this news, and then we'll get into Mark's stuff. We're excited about.
Yeah, I will just say, as a, kind of piggyback onto what everybody else has said, there are a lot of changes going on behind the scenes that nobody even knows about. I've been really busy. I don't know if who knows, it doesn't matter, but I do have 2 full-time jobs. I've been way busier with FFL lately, just due to all the changes that are going on, the things that I have to do again behind the scenes. And there's just another thing. I'm not trying to be negative or anything, but I've signed 2 full releases this week for 2 people, not within Genesis or on down, to leave FFL. And it just like baffles me. Like they have no idea what they're doing, leaving. What's coming is huge. I mean, they are 2 people that didn't really write anyway, but still, what's coming is huge. And, I just think that it's a good time to be a part of FFL. I'm excited to be here and to keep growing with FFL. And I'm excited to help you guys all every single day. So, yeah, that's what I got for you.
Appreciate it. And I know you'll have some other things to add. You can cut me off anytime. Kevin just told you thanks in the chat. And, publicly, Amy, I just appreciate all you do. I'm constantly sending you stuff at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. Can you proofread this? Because I write like a 6-year-old and all the other things that you do. You're the glue that hold this thing together, and it's much appreciated. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to walk you guys through a couple things. I'm going to do them step by step. And I just can't even tell you guys how excited I am to go over this stuff with you guys. So I'm going to share my screen. And let's see here. All right. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Okay. We should be good here. All right. You guys see my screen? Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. So thanks, Tim. Thanks, guys. So we're going to start with the small stuff first, right? So there's been some updates to the FFL Genesis website. We made some changes to some things. So you guys can see this here: mortgage protection, life insurance. Oh, looky there. Family First Life Medicare. So they finally are launching the Medicare. Now, before I say anything else about all the announcements we're going to make today, we ask you guys, both for Genesis, Worldwide, Good Life, whatever Renee and Pitts are going to call their teams, please, guys, have patience with this stuff because they're working through the kinks. They've done some beta testing, which I think is really smart, which means they're having some organizations and then some specific teams that are running through some of the onboarding with this. Okay. So we are officially a Medicare solution for seniors across the country now. There's going to be at least 4 to 5 carriers to start off with, some names that you know, Mutual of Omaha and Aetna. And then there'll be some others. There's probably 5 or 6. Amy, cut me off anytime. There's probably 4 to 5 carriers that we're going to have to start off with. Now, just a pro tip here, you do need a health license to do Medicare. That's the first thing. The second thing, you will have to do a training called AHIP, which again, all this information is going to be rolled out to you. Here's the second part of this. I'm literally going to walk you through where to go to do what I'm calling a pre-licensing or pre-contracting. Okay. Now, here's where we ask for patience again. Just because you complete the form that I'm getting ready to show you, I put it on Slack yesterday, by the way. So you guys can go out there and take a look yesterday evening and look that up. But just because you put the information in doesn't mean somebody's going to contact you within the next week or maybe even 2. All right. As things come up, we're going to get that stuff information out to you guys in Slack so that you guys know what's going on and know what's to come. So we are officially a Medicare solution for seniors now alongside life insurance. Now, for those of you guys that are not excited about that, I was going to use one of Tim's terms, but I won't. You're crazy, because here's the deal. Being able to offer Medicare, you already have being able to offer multiple solutions and not just one. Then all the 20 plus solutions that we have for final expense. Now we're able to offer supplemental. This is absolutely incredible. So the providers that we're going to be working with, again, just to start off with, are Cigna and I believe Mutual of Omaha. Don't hold me to that, but I know Cigna is one for sure. If you guys don't, I was in the health business for about 13 years as a health broker. Cigna is one of the largest insurance carriers, if you will, from a health perspective and life and disability, if you will, across the world. Cigna is
really good. Yep.
Cigna is huge, right? So, and guys, some of these things, heart attack, cancer, stroke, ICU, dental, vision, hearing. Thinking about going into a home and sitting down with someone and being able to cover just about every need they have. So even if they don't buy life insurance, maybe a heart attack, cancer, and stroke policy, right? Maybe they get both. One of the top producers from, and we can use the name on here, FHL, his name's Ron Miller. Ron has been, and his crew have been testing some of this stuff with Cigna, because I think he's probably been licensed with Cigna for some time. But here's the deal. He went out and helped somebody 2 weeks ago. They bought a $40, they said that's all they could afford, was a $40 final expense program. He purposely said, has anyone in your family ever dealt with cancer, heart attack, stroke? And the person said, yes. He asked a few questions, said, can I show you a couple things? He showed them the Cigna programs. The person spent another $200 a month in disability, but they only had $40 to buy for life insurance. So people don't want to think about their mortality, but people will. People see cancer, they see heart attacks, they see strokes. Now, a couple of us come from a disability carrier before. I've actually represented 2. These products are going to change the game. Now, for all you might love or hate about Sean Mike, all of these products, if you desire to be an integrity partner, all of these products are going to go towards your integrity partnership. So if you're recruiting and you can't recruit using this, the hell with the numbers and the high comp. If you can't recruit using this, you just can't recruit. So FFL has turned themselves into a full service platform, if you will, not just seniors, but you have mortgage protection as well if you choose to do so. So some of the products, I'm not going to get into all of that, but some of the states are going to be return of premium. So think about that. And they're also working with Cigna right now to put some products in place that are going to be just for FFL because they know the volume that we're going to be able to create. Now, here's the last thing that I will mention about this, and I'm going to walk you guys through a couple really quick things before I go to Mark. The compensation on this, where most of us that have come from other disability carriers where the compensation was 30, 35%, most of you guys with no experience selling any of these products are probably going to be somewhere between 50, 55% comp. Nowhere, anywhere. And I'm nowhere, anywhere in the industry has it been done what Sean and the president of Integrity and Dave and Eric Amati and Ron Miller are doing with this Medicare and some of these other things that they're doing with supplement. So I know I threw a bunch at you guys, and I'm going to show you a couple things here in a second. If you guys are okay, I will take about 3 or 4 questions if you guys want to ask them. If not, we'll move on.
Really quick on the supplemental. Is that accident and sickness? I know you said a little bit about disability. Is that going to include accident and sickness as well?
What I've been told is yes, heart attack, cancer, stroke, dental, accident and sickness, vision and hearing, and more products to come.
That's
Guys,
retarded.
this is absolutely unbelievable what's coming. And some of you guys are probably like, I don't know why you guys are so excited. Wait till you get the product portfolio and you're able to walk into a home and never leave a home without protecting them in some way or some form. And you're talking about losing a client maybe because somebody came in and maybe offered something lower than an Americo or whatever the case is. This will eliminate that, because the more lines of business you have with the client that they can afford and put with the right companies, it just solidifies your business. I'm excited about this because I know when I was a broker in the health field, if I had their medical, their dental, their supplemental, their group life insurance, their property and casualty, their what do you call those when the owners do their buy sell agreement and all that kind of stuff, it didn't matter who walked in the door. They were never going to leave because they were too tied to me. Plus, I provided great customer service. This is incredible, absolutely incredible what FFL is offering. So thank you, Gregory, for the question. Anybody else have any questions before we move forward?
If you're not currently, if you do not currently hold a health license, any idea what that takes to get added on?
Same thing as you did before. You have to take the health exam. And once you take the health exam, you will submit everything through Assurance Bay, just as you do right now, and then get set up.
Corey, I have a question. It's Amy.
Sure. Yep.
So do I need to then contract with Cigna now too then? Or?
Nope, you guys don't have to do anything. We will communicate with you guys once everything's ready to rock and roll, and we'll walk you guys through that process when it comes. That's a great question.
Great.
Thanks for asking. Yep.
Thanks.
Guys, the next steps of this stuff we're going to be rolling out as it's rolled out to us. So let me give you a quick example. Amy, if I miss anything, please jump in or say something incorrect. One of the things they're doing right now is they're starting with all of the, let's just call them agents or agency owners that are at 145 top comp, right? So they're contracting the 145s. They did that a week or two ago. Last week, they did the 140, maybe even before that, because I know Amy was getting Todd set up with the 140s. So it's going to go 145, 140, 135, 130, and so down the line. So don't get discouraged if you're at 105 or 110, because it's going to come pretty quick, because there's not as many 145s. There's not as many 140s, obviously, on down the line. So it's coming quick. But I love that they're doing it in stages so they can work out some of the kinks. So when it gets to the agents, it's seamless. You'll do your stuff and be able to move forward from there. Keep in mind also what's coming on, what we were just talking about last week and week before, with the next level onboarding, where if you have a new agent come on with those three carriers, I'm not going to try to remember all of them right now, AIG, Americo, and AMM, I believe, they're going to be able to get set up and be writing business within 24 hours. I mean, it's pretty incredible as well. So great question, Amy. One more question, and then we're going to move on.
I have one, Corey.
Sure, go ahead, Mark.
All right, so I saw the Medicare supplement grid that they put out on that new website.
Yep.
Are the comp levels in line with what other agencies and IMOs have, or are we way better off?
We're going to be way better off.
Okay. So what that tells me is we've got a huge recruiting opportunity here with other licensed agents, because there's so many shops out there that are just Med Sup only that could come over here and do what they're already doing, and then have a whole new arsenal of opportunity with all our life products and advanced market. So guys, if you're not excited, just stay tuned. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's once you start figuring, some of you guys don't kind of maybe figure out what we're talking about, why we're so excited, you're going to figure it out pretty darn quick. And again, from a recruiting standpoint, especially if somebody's already selling Medicare, they on their Medicare off season, they can go back and sell life insurance. Now think about that. They can, because there's all kinds of rules, which I'm not going to get into, but then being able to go back and offer dental, right? Going back and being able to offer heart attack and stroke. Not only that, guys, and I don't want to talk message. I try not to sell on price, but Cigna's rates are absolutely phenomenal. I know Tim has done several things or talked to people at Cigna, so have I. So this is just an unbelievable opportunity. It really has. And it's just gone from, I can't even say good to great to spectacular. I mean, maybe. All right. So two things are really quick. We've also put on our site, for those of you guys that are out here, you can see that there's been some things that have been changing, been working late. So we've actually put it here on the site, and I put these two pictures next to each other so it kind of stood out a little bit, but it says Medicare starts here. The Medicare site, if you guys did not see it on Slack yesterday, is simply fflmed.com. And I think Eric and those guys did a beautiful job on this site. I don't know if Eric did it or he had somebody else do it, but it looks absolutely amazing. So I tip my hat to home office. They got the new logo there, you know, the Medicare sup logo. But here's the deal, just so you guys know, this site is not just for agents, it's for consumers as well. And I've put together several websites. It's not easy to put together a website that functions properly, that is both for consumers and agents. So you can literally send a consumer out here to, you know, take a look at some information here. I would have probably done 2 separate sites, but they did such a great job. It looks great. It functions great. I've spent probably an hour and a half on this site, just clicking through and looking through stuff as well. I don't recommend you guys spend that much time, but anyway, you can see a beautiful site here. Now, contracting. Again, remember, this is pre-contracting. We're asking for patience for you guys as you're going through this. Remember, they're starting at 145s, then they're going to go 140s, 135, etc. I also put a video of this on Slack yesterday. You're going to simply click on contracting. Okay, I know I talk fast, so if I need to slow down, guys, just let me know. And then what you're going to see, it's going to say request contracting. Now, I'm going to pause very quickly and slow down for a second. We're asking for patience with this. Whether you are licensed or not, you can go ahead and put in your request for pre-contracting. Okay, so Ryan, you asked a question. Obviously, you're thinking about getting your health license now. You're going to put Ryan Valet, you're going to put your phone number, email, Missouri, and then you're going to put FFL worldwide or Genesis, it doesn't matter, but you're directly connected to worldwide. So that's what you could put in there. Okay. Does that confuse anyone? Awesome. FFLmed.com. Click on contracting, put your information in, and it even asks a question right before you hit request contracting, not health license or health license. Now, there's going to be a series of questions. If you guys decide to be a part of the Facebook group, again, I put this information in Slack yesterday as well. There is a private Medicare supplement Facebook group. So obviously what's going to be put on there is different trainings, different information, and all that kinds of stuff. So it's a great place to go to get educated. There are a set of 3 questions that they'll ask you, what organization you're tied to, because you have to be FFL to be in there, and just all those things. Whether you're licensed or not, doesn't matter. And then you can be a part of that group. Somebody, probably Jasmine or Eric, will accept you into that. Again, that information was put on Slack yesterday, and we'll post it again this morning. Any questions there? Any confusion? Awesome. I must have done a good job of explaining something. Go ahead, Renee. Yep.
I just want to make a quick point that they pointed out yesterday, just if there's any confusion, it's going to ask for your FFL agency. It needs to be the one that is closest to you. So if you're on Good Life or wait, Good Life isn't there yet, is it? Worldwide, you got to put Worldwide. If it's direct to Corey, you got to put Genesis. So just make sure it's the closest to you.
Yep. And they'll accept them. They get that. But yes, Renee, that is a good point. That is what they mentioned.
Hey,
So,
Corey.
Yes, sir.
Guys, let me just throw this at you, why this is so freaking awesome. Okay, so at the practice company where we were at, I did supplemental, obviously, like everybody else. What's interesting about that is, and Corey was hitting on this earlier, people don't like to deal with multiple people. If they can deal with one individual and cover all their needs, and I'll give you an example. When I was at the practice company, I did a small school down here. You know, I did several, but I did one small school. And while I was doing that, the people said, hey, do you do life insurance? And I didn't at the time. Well, Corey and I put the heads together more so. Corey said, hey, I found a company that we can do life insurance with. I went back and I wrote 15 policies that month just on life insurance outside of our practice company. And let me tell you what, made a world of difference. Now you times the comp here by 2, and then you throw in, you can also offer them life insurance, because there's going to be some people that don't qualify for, say, term with the living benefits, but they can qualify for supplemental, you know, whether it be heart attack, cancer, stroke. So I'm telling you, this is huge, as Donald Trump would say, huge.
And you guys can see they even put a tab out here for life insurance as well. So this is what we were making reference to this being, you know, full service site, if you will, for pretty much everything that we do from that perspective. So I highly recommend you guys take some time, take a look at this. Matter of fact, I think this was just added just the other day. So take some time to just peruse through this and make yourself familiar with it. Again, this is a part of the FFL Genesis site. If you forget fflmed.com, obviously you guys can go directly to this. So very, very good site. They did an excellent job with it. I think it looks fantastic. And even more so, what it's going to provide us to be able to help our clients and lock them down, as Tim just mentioned. Any questions there? Any questions how to do the pre-contracting? And again, the FFL Medicare Supplement Group is actually listed on Slack as well. Click on that, join the group, answer the questions. You'll be in good shape there. All right. So we're going to move forward from there. Now, you guys have been seeing this. I think at this point, everybody should, which we got a couple messages earlier this week. It kind of blew my mind a little bit, but we now have the Gateway Portal, and the Gateway Portal now houses HCMS, it houses SuranceBay, and it houses the ILC, which is the new lead center, Integrity Lead Center. Okay. So before you guys start calling and poking and being upset and all that kind of stuff, just take some time, go out here. It's your same original login that you've had before. If you have not gotten your email yet to do the new login, most of you guys probably should have at this time. Just understand that it's coming. If you don't get it by Monday, let us know. We'll make sure that we get in contact with the proper people to make sure you get it. I'm simply going to log in, same login I used before for the original CRM. Now, keep in mind, if you try to log into the CRM system, the old one, it doesn't work anymore. It doesn't exist. Matter of fact, I got that question or saw that question yesterday. So just keep in mind, the old CRM does not work. Everything is housed now in the new Gateway Portal. All right. So just as an example, I'm not going to go through all this stuff or cover it. You guys can go in here, play around. But again, we ask for patience with this. I'm telling you straight up, these numbers are not right. They're not. And they're working on, making sure that everything's good. But the IP report, as I mentioned every single week, which is the issue pay report, which will be out today. If you have any questions about your numbers or where you sit, etc., reach out to your business partner and they can get those numbers to you. You guys know every single week we post the top 10, top 5 for agents, obviously for that particular week. Once we get the new numbers out, once they come out sometime later today, we'll get those posted on Slack so you guys have them. Again, on the left-hand side here, just as a quick guide, the button under the second button there is taking you right into HCMS. Pretty cool, right? So I'm going to go ahead and log back. I'm not going to go through all this stuff here. You guys can take the time to cover that on your own. The one underneath HCMS, the third button there or option is SureLC. So it's going to take you into SuranceBay. I think I clicked on the wrong thing here. There we go. SureLC. Just hopping around on this a little bit. So just take some time, come out here. One of the cool things, this will take you into the apparel. So if you want, apparel, anything, ordering lanyards or all that kinds of stuff, sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, all that kind of stuff is out there. Now, this is where I wanted to make sure that you guys understand this again. Your stats are not going to be correct. I'm sure that's something that they're working on to get this completed. So just understand that your numbers are not going to be correct, but look at the technology, look at the number, look how everything is broken down. Team, individual, shows where you're at and stuff like that for in reference to issue pay for the year, month to date. Agency shows the numbers here for agency, shows the information for team. Like, it's really awesome. And once they get everything loaded and loaded properly, it's pretty fantastic. So even if the numbers are a little bit off, I mean, look at that. Look, Renee, $77,940.57 is what's issued week to date and climbing. Month to date, Renee, $29,967.61. So it's pretty awesome to be able to go in there and look at this stuff at a glance, especially once all the numbers start to feed in and they're correct. Anybody have any questions about this? This is a fantastic system. All right, so we've covered Gateway, the portal, obviously. We've covered the pre-contracting, if you will, and ask for you guys' patience with that. Remember, it is consumer and an agent site. We've also covered that supplement that's coming, and then Medicare supplement that's coming as well. So, anybody have any questions? Anybody have anything to add?
Group life has been mentioned a few times. Who are we doing that through?
Well, I don't know the answer to that question, but I do know for a 100% fact that Cigna does offer group life.
Okay.
So let me warn you guys to this as well. I can't tell any of you guys what to do, but I would and I'm just telling this because I did it. I was a COO and a CEO of 2 healthcare brokerages. That is a very different business, and with how they're paid now is not as great as it used to be. And I will tell you, if you're going to try to go in and just sell life and just disability and that kind of stuff, a broker's going to eat your lunch because they have the healthcare and they have the property and casualty. If you run into it and you can get it, great. But your greater focus, guys, I had some groups. I have some individual clients here that I'm making more than I was making with group health. And I'm telling you, that stuff is very time, labor intensive. Somebody goes, they have the dental coverage, and they go and they chip a tooth and it's not covered. They're going to be expecting you to pick up the phone and call Cigna and get that stuff taken care of. Trust me, it's very labor intensive, but it pays very well, especially at the compensation level that we're going to have. So just be worried about. And just to let you guys know, I mentioned this to Tim and I think Gregory, guys, as these things come out, Medicare supplement and that kind of stuff, it's probably going to hurt my compensation from a standpoint of me going out and making direct income, but I'm okay with that to an extent. We're going to start having Medicare only meetings because not everybody's going to want to do Medicare. We're going to start having supplement only meetings. So if that means Monday we do Medicare, MedSup, just like we're doing with this, and Tuesday we do supplemental, and Wednesday we do recruiting and onboarding, and Friday we do the full team meeting, that's what we'll do. So whatever it was required for us to continue to grow and educate you guys on what you need, that's what's going to happen. You got my commitment with that. So any questions before we move to Mr. Guilliams?
One quick question for you. I think I know the answer, but will all the business through MedSup and supplemental count towards IP just like every other dollar that we write? Okay.
Vested day one.
Yep.
Vested day one. Not for bonuses yet. I don't know if Sean's going to do individual bonuses because I'm sure they got to figure out what his bonuses are to override the company and then back down to us.
What about agency numbers though to jump levels? Is that
all of it?
Yeah, awesome.
Which is insane. So remember, you guys, Mark and Tim and Renee, I was talking about that bar is going to move from $1 million a month. I guarantee it's going to go from $1 million a month to 1.2, 1.3, because things like this are coming. But guys, $1 million a month is going to be, it's going to be nothing.
Crap.
Yeah, it's literally going to be nothing. You're going to see agencies that are doing $1 million a month or 3 just like that. I mean, it's incredible. Yeah.
Guys, here's the power of leveraging here based with this. If you're doing final expense, I mean, if you're dealing with somebody who needs final expense, guess what else they need? They need Medicare. So now you can't do it on the same appointment, but you can reschedule for the next day. Hey, by the way, who does your Medicare? Well, they all need it. So, I mean, if you can come back in the next day, talk about double dipping. I mean, I'm telling you. Yeah,
never leave you.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah, consistency is going to go through the roof. So, I hope you guys are excited. I can sit here and talk about this stuff all day. Like, I am pumped from that meeting the other day. I know you guys could probably tell, and the updates that were made to the website, the new Medicare supplement website, the group, just all the stuff that's coming. Trust me, I know I overshare on Slack, but trust me, there's more to come. So, all right, Mark, we raised the level for you, brother. Floor is yours. Mark's going to be talking about direct mail. And the perks and the benefits of it. This was a business that he was in for a long time, and I think he's our resident expert, if you will, on direct mail. And Mark, floor is yours.
Right. Yeah, this could be a 2-hour conversation, but I'm going to keep it to 10 minutes or less. Okay. So what I want to talk about today is direct mail. If you guys have been on the meetings, you understand that the leadership here is 100% on board with direct mail. Correct? It works. I made a living out of direct mail leads out of the CRM all last year. A lot of us are transitioning over with great success to going with private vendors that offer direct mail services for our industry and are having great success with that. So I'm just going to go through a quick breakdown of the nuts and bolts of direct mail. I'm not advocating that you all try to go do your own direct mail. I think using the vendors that have been vetted and then do a good job for us is the way to go. I'm just going to throw out 3 or 4 tips to help you enhance your results with the vendors you're already using, just some things we can add and things we can change. And then in addition, increase your response rates a little bit. In other words, turn that cycle from 4 or 5 weeks to maybe 2, 3, 4 at the most. Feedback I'm getting from some folks that are using direct mail is it's taken longer than they expected. They're dumping all this money in up front and not seeing leads for 4 or 5, 6 weeks. That's a little scary because direct mail is not a guaranteed product. You're taking a risk. You're hoping that you mail 1,000 pieces. You're hoping that 10 of them are going to mail it back. That's 1%. So it's a little scary at times, but if you do it consistently, it's proven to work. So, and one thing I want to say about direct mail and emphasize it even more is, guys, with this new opportunity, that med sup industry is driven by direct mail leads. I'm telling you, when I had my mail house for 20 years, our biggest insurance clients were mailing more med sup than anything. It was med sup than final expense. But med sup is a huge opportunity. The target market there is they want to catch people turning 65. And I don't know the industry like some of the other folks on here. Actually, Kevin came from that industry, might have a little input, but I know that at age 64 and a half, I used to buy lists of people turning 64 and a half in the next month or so. And we would just hammer those out, and these guys would write a lot of med sup business off of that. So if you're on the fence about direct mail now and you think you're going to get into these new markets that we're talking about, you definitely need to pay attention. So, all right, nuts and bolts of direct mail. Basically, when you hire a list vendor, say you're using Mid-Atlantic, they all do things pretty much the same way. They acquire a list for you. So if it's final expense list, they're running an agent income list and a geographic list, right? Those lists are pretty much bottomless. I mean, so you're never going to run out of potential leads with final expense. You know, if you've hit one county for 5 months in a row, you can switch to the next county over. There's plenty of people to target from the 50 to 85 age range, 20,000 income and above range. That's usually who you target with final expense. So you've got your list, you've got your printing cost. Depends on the format of your mailer. If it's an envelope and a letter, it's going to be a little more expensive. It's a postcard or a double postcard, a little cheaper. Then you've got your postage expense, which, by the way, guys, it's never going down. They're set for an increase. The Postal Service is July 10th. They're saying they're going to come in under inflation, but I know a first class stamp's going from 58 to 60 cents. Your bulk mail, they call it marketing mail now, or used to be third class mail, standard mail. But your non-first class mail, letter mail is going to be going up too. So just factor that in. It stinks that your costs are always going to go up. I mean, in the 20 years I was in it, it went up 60, 70%. That's just part of it. I spin it as a positive though. That keeps a lot of the competition out of the mailbox. So if we keep our costs tight and hit good lists, then there's going to be less competition in the mailbox, and ours is going to stand out, right? That's how I look at it. I figure that mailing service has probably got another good 15 years of letter mail, and then things are probably going to change quite a bit after that. That's just my prediction. So, all right. So you've got list cost, printing cost, design costs if you're starting from scratch and doing your own, but all these companies have templates that you can follow. So your printing costs, your processing costs, which is stuffing the envelopes, labeling the postcards, tabbing if necessary, that sort of thing. And then, of course, postage we've already touched on. And then if you've got a reply device in the mailer, which I highly recommend, then you've got return postage, all factored into that cost. So our vendors are running anywhere from 40 to say 70 cents a piece to drop a direct mail. Guys, that's money well spent. If you get a 1% response rate, you mail 1,000 pieces. So let's say you paid on the high end, you paid $700, so 70 cents a piece to mail 1,000 pieces. You get 10 back. You write one deal. Our average deal is $1,000. You probably covered your cost, right? So it's not a bad investment. So the
Hey,
hard
Mark,
part of yes,
you just said something that triggered. I wanted you guys to know this. Our average, I just found this out the other day.
Yeah.
Genesis, that was weird. Genesis average piece of business is $1,093. So our average person that we help is spending about $83 with us.
That's fantastic.
That's actually good. Yep.
Okay. So, all right. So I come from the world of doing this stuff myself, but I had equipment and staff and knowledge and everything. So I'm not advocating that anybody go out and try to find a mail house, buy your own list, come up with your own creative. Take the path of least resistance, go to these companies that cater to us. Just make sure you vet them. Take some notes on this. Here's a couple things that'll help you make sure that you're going with the right place. You know, first thing you ask them is, do you resell your leads? If you don't get a real quick, straight answer on that, step back a little bit. The next step is ask them if they're producing the mailings in-house or if they're just simply brokering it to a letter shop, a mail house, print shop. There's lots of outfits out there that are just an 800 square foot office, a couple people taking orders and then farming business out to mail houses. The reason I tell you to ask about that is there's tons of lead companies out there. That adds additional time to the process. So if someone's working out of a small office, has to coordinate things with the mail house, I guarantee it's going to add 4 or 5 days to the process. So if you're wanting leads back in X amount of time, that's just going to add to the deal. So you want to find somebody that's doing stuff in-house with their own equipment, their own staff. That's ideal. Ask them for samples of their best mailers. What's working? There's no sense in reinventing the wheel. Just look at what's working. Ask them what their highest response rate is. Go with that. They'll tell you because they want repeat business. Nobody in the mailing business wants a one-time job. They're going to try to take care of you and do good by you. So that's playing in your favor too. And then also, when you drop a mailing, ask them for a copy of the mailing statement or some type of electronic verification, anymore it's done electronically, of how many were mailed and the day it was mailed. Then you can set your clock ticking. If you're using a turnkey outfit like Mid-Atlantic, the direct mail pieces are going to come back to them, right? If they do an online lead capture template landing page, they're gonna receive those as well too. So, and that's all great. A lot of them you can personalize. So the tips I'm going to give you today are things that can just help get the response rate enhanced and moved up a little bit. So,
hey Mark,
can
I add
yes.
one more to it? So the other thing that I found out when I was doing my research last year is you also have to ask them, how do you receive your leads? And then, because there are companies that, like ARM's one of them, they go into our CRM. You don't want that.
Right.
And they'll be honest with you and they will tell you, or FFL will tell you, if it goes into our CRM, it's yours for 30 days. And then that's for you to buy. So you do not want it.
Yeah.
There is
That's
another
why we asked
company
that question up front. And then you're taking me right into what I was going to show you here is set up your own business reply mail account. Corey, can I share?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Please do. Yeah.
All right.
Hold on. I'm assigning you.
Yeah.
Marcus, I'm trying to find you and make you the host. What Christy is saying is super important.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark, I just made you the host there. Here's the second thing I want to mention about CRM. I know IOC was just suggested. I know a lot of everybody on here's probably bought leads out of the CRM, et cetera, right? Give or take, some of us like certain leads and some of us don't like certain leads. Whatever that case is. But here's the deal. What Christy just said, I did find this out from home office about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I apologize for not getting this information to you. If you have a lead and it is in that system, the FFL ILC system now, if it is more than 30 days old, there ain't even no reason for you to disposition it because it is in the system. And the chance of you being able to sell it and then go back and disposition it, it's too late because it's going from a 1 month to a 3 month to a 6 month or whatever the case is. So if you buy a 1 month lead and you sell it, disposition that dude as soon as you can. If you buy an instant and you sell it, disposition it as soon as you can. I dispositioned one of mine just a few, like last week before. It is a little bit of a process. You take a picture, and I'll do a video on this, but you take a picture of the lead. You take a picture of, like I just took a picture of the top copy of the application was at AIG, and then just sent the information in. And then they get back to you and tell you it's been dispositioned. More than 30 days, forget about it. Don't waste your time. Thanks, Mark.
And then, I'm sorry, can I add one more? Sorry, Mark. So ARM, if anybody wants to know, ARM, it goes into the CRM. They will not do it any other way. One of my companies that I use is Lead Concepts.
Yeah.
So at one point they started to go into the CRM and I'm like, oh, no way. And I'm like, if you do it again, I'm out. And they stopped it. And then they actually called me to find out. And I explained to them, they're like, nope, we don't want to lose your business. So they stopped it. So it happened twice. And then that was it. But it has never happened again.
Yeah.
But they said, if it does again, let us know. Because they said they didn't realize that, but they did say that was one of the suggestions for FFL is to go into their CRM. I'm like, nope, don't do that.
No. Christy, you couldn't have set me up any better. This is what I'm showing you right now. Here's how you avoid that. Set up your own business reply mail account with the post office. Now, it's a pain in the rear to do it. I'm just going to be honest with you because it's the Postal Service. They're a jacked up organization with a lot of problems, but they're our only option. So you pay an annual fee for your business reply mail account, right? I think it's $275 now. Then you're going to pay for every piece of mail plus a fee that comes back. So you're going to pay first class postage coming back plus I think 10% or 10 cents. I'm sorry. So I went and set one up for myself for my agency. So every mailer that goes out, can everybody see my screen, by the way?
Yeah, Mark, we got you.
Okay.
Yep.
I should have asked that first. So every piece of mail that goes out, even if I'm using a vendor, I can say, hey, I want to use my own business reply mail account, not yours. If they push back on that, that's a red flag. That means they want to scan your lead, give you 30 days to run it, and most likely resell it. I can't speak that every vendor is that way. Some of them will swear to you they're not doing it. That's fine. But they'll tell you they want to receive them and scan them so that they can email them to you. That's fine, but I'd rather have it come back to me. So, and a couple of reasons. One, the trust issue. Two, I'm going to get it back faster. If it's getting mailed to my local area and the mail house is in California, where's it going to get to first? If I drop it in Southeast Missouri where I live, I'm going to get it in a couple of days. If it goes to California, that could take 8 days. Then it has to be scanned and processed by their staff and then sent to me. So this is going to shave off a week of time right here. So I've got my business reply mail. Let's see.
Mark, remind me, what's the cost for the business reply again?
Don't hold me to it, but I think I paid $275. They're always raising it, but $275 annually, and then you pay for every piece of mail coming back plus a handling fee, which is 10%. There's different ways to set it up, but that's the way I did it. Now, here's another thing. When you do this, keep in mind that cost you're paying of say 40 to 70 cents a piece, they factored this reply postage into their price, right? So you can negotiate a little bit of a discount by saying, hey, I'm going to pay the postage on the way back. So give me a discount. So whatever amount they factored into that, you might be able to leverage that. I mean, it might shave off a few cents, but every dollar counts. So here's my reply device that I've used. It's a little busy. I think I'm going to shave it down and not ask so many questions because I found the last time I did this, I didn't get a lot of responses like I'd hoped. I think I was asking too many questions. They probably got tired of filling it out. So,
hey, Mark, that's a
yes.
great point. If anybody's going to go down this path, and first of all, thank you for doing this. Second of all, there's another thing that I want to add to what Mark's saying. We're not telling you guys to go out and do this. What we're doing is educating you guys on what to do. Sometimes the path of least resistance, Mark's an expert at this. If you're not, you could spend a lot of time where you could have just went out and wrote another piece of business, right? But all these things are very important. Mark, me and Tim, I can't tell you guys the research I've been doing on leads, digital leads, what's coming up, postage. I mean, it's a lot. It's fun for me to do the research, but what they're saying is 10 points, any more than 10 points of information, I know we're talking mortgage and which one? Any more than 10 points of information, you're probably going to lose them. Yeah. Back to you.
Okay. So yeah, what we're trying, I'm really speaking to those who are already doing direct mail and are a little frustrated with the response time. So everybody that's doing them, has anybody gotten better than 4 or 5 weeks in response? If you're doing online forms, you should be doing better than that, but your direct mail is probably gonna be 4 or 5 weeks. So. Oh, I thought somebody was responding, sorry. Okay, so anyway, here's, I'm gonna get to, here's a letter I did earlier in the year. This is just the template, but we keep it real simple. It was 1 page with a reply card. I basically modeled 3 or 4 different vendors' letters and kind of came up with my own. We do assign a protection number, which is a code number that they put in. to verify the lead. It's got the mortgage amount, whatnot. But here's what I want to show you guys. Whatever vendor you're using, you want multiple ways to respond. You don't want direct mail only, because people are so used to going online and getting instant gratification. You want to provide that for them. So I went out and bought through GoDaddy, guys. You can do this for 13 bucks a year or less. I bought the name weprotectmortgages.com. That's an actual website. I'll show it to you here in a second. So they can go online and I can get an instant lead. Now, the lead vendors will tell you that they'll provide that too, but it's going to them, right? So if ABC lead vendor has a website, a landing page set up where they capture the lead, one, how quick are you going to get it? Hopefully fast, but two, now they have it and they can take possession of that lead and do what they want with it. You know, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I just like knowing that everything's mine. If I'm paying for it, it's my lead as long as I want to work it. I don't want to get it sold in 30 days to somebody else. So, okay. So we've got an online response. We've got the direct mail piece. And then this is my actual office number, but you can go and get yourself a unique phone number that roll to your cell phone or go to an answering service. Very minimal cost. Again, guys, this sounds like a lot, but these are just little things you can add to an outsourced vendor that you're already using. So this will help you get quicker responses, more responses, and more high quality responses, okay? Real quick, I'll show you my landing page. It needs some work, but this is, when they put in weprotectmortgages.com, it actually goes to my main website, which is still under construction. But this is the lead capture page. I'm going to shave it down. Like Corey said, I'm asking way too many questions. It was diminishing my response rate. So it's going to be much simpler the next time we drop a mailing, which will be next month. But, you know, a landing page, Corey, you probably know more vendors than I do. I mean, GoDaddy will do one for you, but there's tons of them. Just Google landing page and you can come up with that yourself. Guys, these are all upfront one-time deals that are kind of a pain in the rear to do, but down the road, they'll pay dividends because you can just keep on using the same website, the same URL, the same reply design. That reply mail design that I showed you guys, the USPS actually has a design tool that you just put in all your information and it creates that for you. It's real simple. Once you're in the system, it's real simple. So, all right. So anyway, again, guys, the main thing I wanted to show you was how to tweak the direct mail you're already doing. I really don't advocate doing your own because there's a lot to it. It's going to cost you money if you start spending hours and days trying to get your own direct mail done. But if you can just tweak what you're doing with these 3 tips, I think that would shave a week or 2 off of your response times and help you write more business quicker. Because keep in mind, we're not the only ones mailing these people, especially mortgage protection, guys. This can get you a huge advantage with mortgage protection because if you can get there first, get to them first, meaning mail quick, and then get the response back before the other guys, that's a huge advantage. So a week or 2 in this business is thousands of dollars. So just factor that in as well. I can go on and on. I'll just take questions now and then we'll wrap it up.
Mark, would you switch the hosting back to me, please, if you don't
Yes.
mind? First of all, Mark, just another absolutely fantastic job. Hopefully you guys understand what Mark's trying to show you here. Tim and I know Mark has because he used to be in the business. Tim, thanks, Mark. We've spent, I can't tell you, countless hours. I've got some digital stuff that I'm working on right now. I had to sign an NDA, which is a non-disclosure. So Tim, this is the reason why I haven't told you some of the stuff I'm working on, but I think it's going to work out for our favor here within the next couple of weeks. So I'll be hopefully rolling that out to you guys. A digital SEO process, not to go into major detail, but an SEO process, which means somebody had to be literally went to Google, Bing, Yahoo, whatever, and actually typed in life insurance in their area to look up life insurance. It's not resold, so it comes directly to you in your mailbox, and it is not on Facebook because Facebook apparently is not a good place for leads with the algorithms that change with Meta or Facebook, whatever they're calling themselves today. So awesome job, Mark. Any questions for Mark?
No, but can I add 2 more things? I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, you're
So
good.
one of the things too, when I first started mailers, I didn't really understand the concept. So I bought it my first week, and then I did my second. I think I had to go on vacation. So yes, I'm on vacation again. And I said,
Had to.
I basically emailed them like, no, I don't want mailers. I'm on vacation. And they even responded back and saying, it's not like these mailers are going to come while you're on vacation. But it didn't dawn on to me. At first, I was like, what, I think Renee and Mark said, you're going to be putting that money up front and you're not getting anything. But if you don't continue to keep on doing it, you want the flow to continue. And I know some of my companies I use have a CRM, and I might not think like I got anything from that week, but you can tell which week you got them from. So the more mailers that go out, the more you get. So you want to continue the flow. If you stop, then you can't just sit there and mail out 1,000 and wait for those thousands to come back. Because sometimes I'll get them, people will mail them a month. I even got one that it was from 2 months ago. They just said, oh, we we were moving, we were busy, we had a pile sitting there. And then we decided we just picked two out and mailed them back. And then the other thing, what they talked about is remember that, like what he just said, you're not the only one mailing them and you have competition. So like yesterday when I called, I ended up having 5 that they already signed and did something almost like a week or 2 ago. So you may want to look at what city, because those are actually in St. Louis. And so some of the lead vendors will suggest, don't do bigger cities, try to do further out away, because bigger companies are hitting the bigger cities too. That's it.
Yep. Awesome. So Amy, anything that you'd like to add?
No, I think you've already said it. Basically, just be patient with the Medicare stuff. I've started getting 135s or 140s contracted, and then it'll trickle down. So you won't get it right away. So just be patient.
Good stuff. Those of you guys who would like to stay and see the good news, I'm happy to share it. I'm going to do it anyway. If you guys have to jump, I get it. It is 9:02. So let's see. Mark, I don't think you made me the host.
Oh. Well.
Should click on my name and it should say make host. I'm sure you probably did it. It probably just didn't grab it.
Got it.
Yep, got it. Let me share my screen. Start. Thanks again, Mark. That was awesome. Seriously.
Sure.
Learned a couple things from that as well. All right. Some of the stuff I'm going to skip, guys, because we cover this every week, and it's obviously going to be put on Slack. HCMS is one of them. Make sure you're putting your numbers in the system. I am excited. We have our next level training coming up 24th, 25th of May. John Hancock is actually going to be the feature sponsor. I wasn't going to say anything about this because I didn't want people signing up for the next level training just to get this, but I've actually tugged his arm a little bit because we do right business with John Hancock. So our Tuesday event is going to be at Top Golf, and John Hancock is going to sponsor that. So they're our featured sponsor, and I'm going to try to do this moving forward. So I gave him an hour of time on Tuesday to come in, talk about John Hancock and all that kind of stuff. And for that, those of you guys that will be there will get to enjoy Top Golf. If you've never been to Top Golf, it's pretty spectacular. It's cool. So recommend that. Obviously, we've covered the website, fflmed.com. It's on our website. If it's a Genesis website that's been updated, if you forget, we've covered that ad nauseum. So very excited about that stuff. Our meetings will continue to post that. I'm not going to cover that today for time's sake. I want to be respectful of you guys' time. Again, in reference to strings, we now have 12 people, if you will, agents, teammates on strings. Brandy Jacobs, 2 weeks. Mr. Salazar, 2 weeks. Crystal Roark was with Good Life, is on a 2-week app string. So Mark, great job with Crystal as well. Brian Swingala, 7 weeks. Mr. Scott, 10 weeks. We've got Paul Zimney, 14 weeks. Ryan V, 16 weeks. Christy, the vacationer, 27 weeks. Was on vacation, came back and still kept her string. Renee is stepping very closely to a year. Congratulations, Renee, 50 weeks in a row. Mr. Bilo, Mr. Worldwide, 58 weeks. And the leader of the pack, Mr. Guilliams, the great one, 63 weeks in a row. 12 of us that are on strings right now. In reference to numbers last week, we were a total of $44,345. As you guys know, we have a team, a small team, if you will, that's down in Florida, Bama, Georgia, that kind of stuff. They did about 15,000, which brought us to right at just over 59,000 last week total. Our top 13, Genesis Worldwide Good Life, Mr. Scott continuing his stream at 262. Brandy 378. We've got Brian Smagala at 684. You got Sarah, Siri or Sarah 1090. Mr. Pitts helped 5 families last week for 1606. Mr. Zimney 1699 with 1 family protected. Mr. Belo, Mr. Worldwide at 1813, 3 families protected. The Great One 2473, 2 families. Michael had a huge week last week with Great Western. 4745, which was all done in a day. So congratulations, Salazar, there with 5 families protected. Christy, awesome week, $6,709. And they say direct mail is dead. It doesn't work. I disagree. 5 families protected. Great job, Christy. Ryan V, you're slowly but surely crushing this thing. Proud of what you're doing, brother. 6983, 8 families protected. And Ryan, if I'm not mistaken, if the majority, if not all of that is virtual, right? If you're still on.
Yeah, almost every bit of it is all virtual.
So you get to dress up in your cardinal red, put your hat backwards with your family, protect families, right? It's a beautiful thing. Man. I don't know anywhere else in the world you can do that. Congratulations, Ryan, for coming to number 2. And nobody's been able to knock her off. I think, Renee, you've been 6 weeks in a row, I believe. I have to go back and, because I'm a stat nerd. $15,139, 10 families protected. Renee Barker, again, number 1. Just absolutely fantastic job. And guys, if you look at Renee's production, she was literally a third of our production by herself. $44,345 with 45 families protected. Congratulations to everybody that protected a family last week. And for those of you guys that were in the activity and didn't, trust me, the system and the field owes you. It will happen. Again, top 5 last week, Mark, Salazar, Christy, Ryan, and Renee. Again, 15,139, 10 families protected. Our weekly total last week with our total Genesis team, 59 families protected, so just over 59K, 19 total producers last week. This number is not accurate in reference to, so I don't want anybody to get upset. This number is not accurate because the numbers are going to be coming out today. When they come up, I do have a couple of appointments. I will get them posted on Slack as soon as I get back home. Last thing, we had Crystal actually protected a family last week, yesterday, which gave her 2-week string, and for $481, 1 family protected there. Again, bonus, we'll continue to post this on Slack. Today, 8% when you do 45,000 or more with Americo. All of you guys are aware of these things. Our calendar that Amy was so gracious to put together to keep everybody informed of what's going on. And again, referrals. And let me tell you, when you're sitting there with Ruth and Bob, and you're helping them with life insurance, and then you can help them with MedSup, and then you can help them with their dental and their cancer coverage. And then you can say, hey, who are your friends do you know that need help with heart attack, cancer, stroke, ICU, dental, accident, life insurance, MedSup? You'll fill this sheet of paper up. So I think Mark said it earlier. Tim says it all the time. Guys, we are on a launching pad and it's counting down from 10. And I think we're at 6 right now. And this thing's getting ready to explode. So that being said, I'm going to call back on, let's go back to Renee. Renee, take about 30 seconds, if you will, and close us out.
Yeah, just to kind of recap on everything today. Obviously, a lot of us have been putting into play the direct mail. So, don't try to reinvent the wheel, as Corey has said before. Run with it, right? And follow those that have come before you or those that are currently successful in that practice. And take a bite out of what you see and join the group, if you will. I venture to say that the majority of the people that have really picked up their sales this last week or two, started getting into the direct mail. And even though a lot of people say that it's, direct mail is going out, I think that there's always going to be a place for it because, people want, some people want somebody that is local. Some people just want to get the best deal, so whether you're doing in-home or telesales, you can position yourself as that person that they can rely on. But you can't just buy per lead. You've got to have a resource coming to you on a regular basis. So if you can, like Christy mentioned, you got to have a routine. You've got to have a steady flow. If you buy and wait, you're constantly going to be waiting 3 to 4 weeks. You don't want to be in that position because it's always going to be a waiting game and always hoping that you're going to have something coming in and you're going to be scrambling, trying to find another source of leads while you're waiting. you don't want to be in that position. So everybody just keep the momentum up. Everybody is doing so good. I'm proud of all of you guys, and I look forward to what we're all going to do. You're on mute, Corey.
Thank you, Renee. I appreciate that. Pitch, you're up, and then we'll have Mark close us out.
Hey guys, just another great meeting today. I'm excited about everything that's been said and everything that's coming up in the future. If you're not where you want to be, you see the great success people on here, get on Slack, get in their inbox, contact them, call them up, ask them what is it that they're doing that you think that you may be doing, but you're just spinning your wheels. Find out what they're doing that you're not doing, do that, go out there and be successful. It's enough for each one of us out there. And I want to see everybody on here succeed. So thanks a lot, and you guys have a great weekend. Well said there, Gregory. Mark, close us out, my friend.
Hey, just get after it this week. Easter is next weekend, guys, so plan for that. I would personally hammer it Monday through, this weekend through next Thursday. Friday morning is, it's Good Friday, so just plan for that. People are going to have their mind somewhere else, as they should. Starting the first quarter, got a 4-week month here. Guys, we're off to a quick start. Again, look at the opportunity you have here. You're having those down days. You're wondering why you're here, wondering if you should keep doing this, because, everybody has those moments. Realize what you have here is nothing like anything else out there. Taking a job somewhere is never going to give you this opportunity. So tough it out, dust yourself off and get after it. Get ready to go and do big things, because a year from now, you're going to look back and say, oh my gosh, I cannot believe where I'm at today. A year ago, I didn't think I was even going to stick around. So,
Very good. Well, guys, there's not much I can say. Great meeting. Thank you guys for your participation. Hopefully you guys are as excited as we are about the new changes and things are coming. And believe it or not, there's even more to come that I think is just as exciting, which you guys will hear about in the next probably week or two. So appreciate your time. Thank you guys very much for staying on. Bye for now. Weekend Warrior time, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
good
Thanks,
luck,
guys.
everybody.